Let's move to the week 3. So now all the reporting and the forecasting work is done. Most of the FP&A regular activities take place during the first 2 weeks. That's why week 3 is slightly lighter. So people who want to plan leaves, etc., they usually do it in FP&A in week 3. That is slightly lighter week in comparison to the other 3 weeks in the month. Typically during this week, you will do all those activities which you could not do in the week 1, week 2. It might be all other activities. We'll go through these activities in detail when we do different sections of the masterclass. For example, you may want to do the recharges and allocations. You may want to do some analysis on profitability. If there is nobody else looking at working capital analysis in the team, sometimes treasury teams looks at working capital. But if there is no treasury team, you might be responsible for doing working capital management as well, which is basically looking at cash flow forecast, inventory forecast, all of those areas. Week 3, you would typically be doing all those things you could not do in week 1, week 2. Some of the examples could be supporting the business. You will be supporting the business throughout, but this is the week where you will get more time to do more meetings and get more work done on those ad hoc projects or special projects. Apart from that, you may want to spend time on automating things so that your week 1, week 2, week 4 becomes faster and better next time. So if you have time, you can spend on improving the processes, automating, and obviously meeting business partners. So once you have submitted the forecast in week 2, it doesn't end there. Any risk or opportunities, any material risk or opportunities to the forecast, you have to keep on looking for that. Meaning, if you have submitted the forecast in week 2, but if some incident happens or some event happens in week 3, which creates a risk on your forecast number, meaning that your forecast number might change drastically because of that event, you have to make a note of those risks and opportunities and then report that to the senior management. So after the forecast is submitted, you have to keep an eye on for these events which might create a risk or opportunity. Again, we'll look at all those in detail when we do the management reporting in one of the sessions later. So this is week 3, and week 4 is again preparing for week 1, which is close and reporting. So typically the dash that we saw in week 1, that starts in week 4. So end of the month, it starts maybe 27th, 28th of the month, where you start doing the flash estimates, and it continues till the book of accounts close in week 1. Also, you will be helping the accounting team in doing the accounting close, revenue close, accruals, prepaid, so all of the accounting adjustments that happen during the books close or the month end close. You will be much closer as a FP&A person in the team. You will be much closer to the business, so you will know what expenses were incurred, even though invoice was not received, but you will know because it was there in the budget. The team has spent that money, so that you will be able to help the accounting team or whoever is doing the accruals and prepaid entries. Tell them that, okay, this is what you need to accrue for, or this is what you need to pass a journal entry for. So you will help the accounting team in all of those activities, and you continue supporting the business and continue looking for risk and opportunities until the time you do the next forecast. So this is how typically the full calendar looks like from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Again, keep in mind, this is excluding the budgeting process. The budgeting process is a separate thing, which we will take a look in maybe the next session. Second is, this is the best practice calendar, not a standard or a rule. Some companies you might see week 2 activities happening in week 1, which are very efficient. Some companies you might be seeing week 1 activities also happening in week 3. But this is typically a best practice for most of the companies.